Some parts of the Middle Ages read like solved puzzles. Others feel more like locked rooms with the key missing. This set of medieval mysteries looks at founders who may not have lived as described, children who appeared from nowhere, strange plagues, supposed curses and miracles that still refuse a clear explanation to every question. The first mystery turns to a founder whose life sits half in shadow. In the 9th century, the primary chronicle says groups around Novgorod invited a Varangian prince called Rurik to rule and keep order. Later dynasties traced their authority to him. The problem is how far he was a war leader rather than a figure shaped by later writers. Normanist historians see a Scandinavian origin, while opponents tried to minimize it. Some link him with Rurik of Dorestad, showing how one disputed figure still anchors the origins of Rus. The next mystery leaves royal courts behind and begins in a Suffolk field. 12th century writers William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall described two strange children found near Woolpit with greenish skin and unknown speech. One died young, the other learned English, and said she came from a dim land called St. Martin's. Later readers have seen malnutrition, illness, displaced migrants, or pure folklore in the story. With only 2 clerical accounts, the story shows how local mystery could harden into symbols of fear and difference for later readers. From 2 lost children, the trail moves to a king who never quite appears where he is promised. In the 12th century, letters and reports spoke of a mighty Christian ruler called Prester John, somewhere beyond the Islamic world, wealthy and powerful. Scribes placed him first in Central Asia, then in India, and later in Ethiopia. Some historians see echoes of real monarchs behind the stories. Others see a political fiction that reassured crusading Europe. For diplomats and mapmakers, this unseen ruler became a convenient hope at the edge of their charts and imagination. The next mystery involves a real order of warriors, yet assets that seem to vanish into legend. The Knights Templar grew rich through lands, donations, and credit, holding deposits and managing royal debts by the early 14th century. On Friday, the 13th of October, 1307, Philip IV of France ordered mass arrests and seizures. Many properties and inventories are recorded, but references to specific treasuries, archives, and portable wealth are patchy. Later stories imagine great hoards hidden away. A quieter view is that most value was absorbed, misused, or taken in many small, unrecorded acts over time. From one order's suspected hoard, the focus shifts to a century when people complained that money itself was vanishing. In the 15th century, merchants and rulers across parts of Europe spoke of a shortage of silver and gold coins. Some blamed the Eastern trade that drew silver out, others the exhaustion of mines in Central Europe, or hoarding during war and plague. Changes in access to African gold added further strain. Historians still debate which factor mattered most in each region and how far perception and reality parted inside this bullion famine in markets and households. The next mystery begins in the 15th century, but explodes in the 20th. Casimir IV, King of Poland and Grand Duke of Lithuania, was buried in Wawel Cathedral in Krakow in a rich, late medieval tomb. In 1973, researchers opened it for study. Over the next few years, several members of the team died or became seriously ill, and talk of a royal curse spread in newspapers. Tests later identified toxic fungal spores inside the coffin. Science offers a clear cause, yet the timing still lets a story of punishment linger in memory for many. Another mystery concerns bodies that would not be still at all. In the summer of 1518, Frau Trophea began to dance in the streets of Strasbourg and did not stop. Within days, dozens joined her, moving until their feet bled and people collapsed. Counselors first tried to help with music and space, then banned dancing. Later readers have suggested ergot poisoning, heretical cults, or, most often now, mass psychogenic illness under hunger and fear. Sparse records still mean no explanation fits every report from the time. The final mystery returns to a city under siege, seeking rescue in a church rather than in a treasury. In 1643, during the 30 Years' War, the town of Rottweil faced an attack. Witnesses in the church reported that a statue of the Virgin Mary changed color, moved its eyes, and shed tears. An inquiry gathered testimonies and approved the event, and the church became a place of pilgrimage. Believers see a miracle. Others point to candlelight and suggestion. A carved figure answered desperate prayers there. If these mysteries show anything, it is how much of the past remains partly in shadow. Subscribe for more steady explorations of medieval questions still.